Hello, welcome to Brits American Tour. You're with me, BP1 and BP2. Today we're working out, or we're going to find out, why we're so much poorer.
We're not working out anything, mate.
No. We're so much poorer than Americans.
Okay, I'm guessing this is before they've gone out to eat. Because after they've gone out to eat, I expect we're on a probably level playing field. Because by the time you pay for it and the tip...
Well, maybe, yeah.
It gets expensive. Gets rather expensive rather quickly.
Well, according to the Institute of Economic Affairs, economic. Do you know what? I really have a problem with certain words. You probably noticed that on the channel. I do have some problems with according to the Institute of Economic Affairs, the IEA, the United Kingdom is now poorer per capita than all 50 American states, having recently been overtaken by Mississippi. And this was literally just 3 months ago. So this guy has taken to the streets to tell the British public that. And we are particularly poor compared to them, and see what their reaction is.
Okay,
would it be the same as us, and what questions would we answer? All right, let's do it.
So according to the Institute of Economic Affairs, Britain is now poorer than all 50 American states. We've been overtaken, this is by GDP per capita, we've been overtaken by Mississippi, which is the poorest American state. But what's really interesting is they did a poll of 3,000 British voters asking them where they thought the UK was in terms of wealth, and British people thought on average they would be the 7th wealthiest state if it was an American state. So the question is, why do British people think they're much wealthier than they actually are? If Britain was an American state, how wealthy do you think it would be? How many American states do you think are wealthier than us in terms of GDP per capita?
Blimey heck, me. You're asking the wrong person. Let's say 30. Just ballpark guess. I have genuinely no idea.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think depending on the area as well. If we're talking like different areas of the UK.
So this is the UK as a whole versus all the American states.
So in comparison, is that the question? What state?
So what state would we be most like? How many states are poorer than us? How many states are richer than us?
I have no idea.
Yeah, this is not a you question.
This is not a you question.
Is there a right answer?
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you the answer.
So how many are richer than the UK?
Yeah, so it's 50 states.
Yeah.
If we were a state, how rich would we be?
Now, if it's taken that long to ask the question and we haven't got an answer, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I reckon we are in the lower 25%. I'm saying like a quarter.
That's definitely true.
Is it?
Extremely true. Actually, so we would actually be the 51st state, the poorest state. Every single American state, we've been overtaken by Mississippi, which was the poorest American state. And there was a survey done, 3,000 British voters were polled, and most British voters thought we would be about 7th. Which is 7th out of 50, whereas we're actually 51.
Oh my god.
So why do you think we're so much poorer than the Americans?
Because everything here is so expensive. So the housing market, for example, the houses you could get in the US versus the house in the UK, you're talking like triple the size. Yeah. So it's like everyone's money is spent on rent, mortgages. It's just so much more expensive here. I also think that the job market, the amount that people get paid for the same jobs in America is significantly more. So it's just not giving people fair opportunities because of the amount of money and tax. Most of people's wages go to tax as well. So the actual take home is very, very limited.
If Britain was to join the United States as the 51st state, how many states do you think would be richer than us per person, and how many would be poorer than us?
I would say there'd probably be 20 states richer.
Yeah.
And then 32 poorer.
And just to clarify, so your perspective, you're from Northern Ireland originally, which is obviously part of the UK, but you now live in Texas. So you've got both perspectives.
For sure, there's a lot of rich people in the US, but only in certain states like New York, Texas, California. But then you go to like Oklahoma and stuff, and they're just not that rich there.
So I'm possibly going to surprise you, because according to the new study, every single American state is now wealthier per person than the UK, including Mississippi, which was it still is the poorest state per capita, has now overtaken the UK.
Wow. Per person, right? Per person.
So this kind of leads us on to the next question. Why do you think British people think we're richer than we are?
I would say there's a lot more middle class in Britain.
Yeah.
So, if you drive around small towns in America, there looks like there's a lot of poor people. But there's also a lot of rich people in the US, so it just varies. I think the general middle class in the UK just feels like they're richer.
Yeah. And what's very interesting is that, you say, was it 25th or something? Mm-hmm. You did a lot better than the British public as a whole. So the British public, 3,000 people were surveyed, and the average was 7th. They thought we'd be the 7th richest state, when we'd be the 51st.
Yeah, wow.
So clearly there's a big disconnect between how rich British...
So there's, as that survey... knowing that what we know, or before we know what we know now, where would you have put us?
Very good question. I mean, as you said, I would have thought we would have been, I wouldn't say as high as 7th, but
15, I reckon. I would have put us around 15, between 15 and 20, I think I would have done. 15
and 20, sort of, middle of the deck, punching above our weight a little bit, but I mean, very interesting, isn't it? Because, like you say, the way that we live and you and I live and everything. I mean, we're sort of comfortable. We've got savings. You've got a house. You got your cars, all that. So it's not like, crikey, we're badly off here. And then when you sort of see the flip side that sometimes is shown in America with these poorer rural areas, like he was saying, it's like, crikey, that looks a bit dire there as well. So it's I think it's what you're shown, isn't it, or what you're perceived.
I think the hardest one is wages.
Yeah,
I think that is a big, and that's the thing in America. I just feel that there's more land, so in certain areas it's cheaper. I mean, we've seen some beautiful houses in Texas. We've done house tours on here, and compare that to what you would get in Britain. On the flip side, is not a lot. We don't have huge land mass. And it's expensive. So it's and not only is it expensive, but actually, compared to the wage and what we're putting out, maybe. We are that level compared to America, but I mean it's an interesting concept. That's why I thought we'd do the video.
The prices of like groceries over there, I thought they were compared to here quite high. So again, higher wages on what
it's relative to a degree, but it's relative. Not. After last year when we did some number crunching. Not as relative. People just say, "Oh, it's relative," to a degree on some things and some states, I would say. But whereas others, it's like. But then you've got the cost of, insurance for medical care, which we don't have, but we pay taxes. But it's all,
And as the they rightly said, state in some the tax in some states higher than others or none at all. So
Wyoming, for instance, not a lot of tax at all. Okay, let's go.
People think they are and how rich we actually are.
For sure. Yeah, that's huge.
Crazy. It is huge. There was a recent survey that found that Britain is now poorer than all 50 American states. We've just been overtaken by Mississippi. Yeah. Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we get run down a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think Britain's as bad as people say.
Yeah, but there was also a poll, and British people think that if Britain was an American state, we'd be the 7th richest state. So the actual answer is 51. We would be the poorest American state.
But it depends who you ask, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ask the rest of the people, that might get a different answer.
Do you think that, because obviously like quality of life stuff, like we have like free healthcare and stuff, do you think that kind of makes up for there not being so rich GDP per capita?
It depends what you deem as being rich though, doesn't it? You're talking monetary, lifestyle, quality of life. Wouldn't go to America if you paid me.
Really?
I've got no interest in going to America.
Do you think, so a lot of Americans...
Certainly wouldn't go now.
If Britain was an American state, so if we were the 51st state, how many states do you think would be richer than us and how many states do you think would be poorer than us?
Oh, that's a very good question. I like that one.
I don't know what state it is. Okay. Can you give me an example?
So like California,
why
Texas,
did I sort of know that was coming?
Please don't ask. In the American Union. If Britain was to become the 51st state, how many states would we be richer than? How many would we be poorer than?
Oh, that's fun. Do you know?
I reckon we'd be in the top 10.
You reckon?
I reckon we'd be in the top 10, yeah, because I feel like London's got a lot of business going on. It's got a very flourishing capital. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you look where we are now, lots of tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Carnaby Street.
Yeah, I say about top 10, definitely. Yeah.
What about you, Jude?
Because I like the number 2, I'm going to say top 22.
Top 22. That's nice and even.
Yeah,
I've got some bad news. We would be the 51st, the poorest. The poor. If every single American state, including Mississippi and Alabama, which are the poorest states, are now richer than Britain on a per capita basis, so per person. Yeah.
No way, that doesn't make sense.
But what's interesting is that there was a big survey done, and most British people think that we would be number 7. So 3,000 British people were asked, and the average number was we would be number 7, which is pretty much what you thought.
Yeah, I said 10. Yeah.
So it's you were actually more accurate than the average British person. So why do you think we're so much poorer than Americans? And why don't we really?
Didn't even know what a state was.
I mean,
welcome to Britain, folks.
Just use her logic. Oh, mate, don't go down that route. We did those other ones, didn't we, with the Americans? With geographical questions and
so, you're all just as special as us, so
but no, I think we just need to adopt her way of doing things. I just like the number 2, so everything's
22. Come on down, 22.
Is it?
I think it will be because like right now, probably like London's not like it's not like looking after itself, and we're not looking after each other. I don't feel like there's a lot of a community or there's not much of a community here. I feel like everyone's very like segregated in certain regards. Like they're segregated within their communities, and I feel like we don't look to help each other out. It's everyone's each for their own, which overall, even though each for your own you think would benefit you, I feel like overall negatively impacts everyone.
Do you think America has better communities than we do? Stronger communities?
I feel like, yeah, definitely in certain states, like even if you don't like those communities, I feel like there's definitely some mad communities out there, like, do you know what I mean? But I feel like if you go to each state, there's a very tight-knit, like, if you go to Alabama, you know what type of person you're expected to meet. If you're going to Texas, you kind of know, you know what I mean? You know what a Texas person is going to be like, you feel me?
Yeah. Do you agree with this?
Well, it's because we also had lockdown as well.
But the Americans did as well.
Oh.
I wish we could use that excuse.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot of bums here as well. I can't lie. There's a lot of people that don't really work a lot.
America has less welfare.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people in America, like, I don't know, even though they've got a terrible, well, in my opinion, terrible prime minister or president, whatever it's called, that thing. I think we have a lot of lazy people in the UK. Whereas America, I feel like everyone's like really bright, really happy. I want to work. Like, I feel like it's more fun.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, folks.
Okay.
A lot. Yeah. Well, we're a happy bunch in the UK.
Interesting insight. I mean, he was straight to the point. This one.
Brilliant.
But, well, we had quite a few extremes there from one end to the other. I mean,
we did.
You know, yeah. I think on general perception, if you just said to somebody, you know, do you think you'd be better off in America or England? They'd probably straight away say America, wouldn't they? You know,
I would have said so. Yeah, I mean, the average person would probably say that. There's some reservations around holiday and taking time off, and some of the rules and regulations. Yeah, maybe I'd be like, healthcare is a big issue, I think, as well. But other than that, you know, I mean, it's a weighing machine, isn't it? Weigh up. You can earn more money, you can have a bigger house, and you can have certain things
for
here.
all of those things,
but
you gotta be
educated. You've got
have skills that are transferable and everything else, haven't you?
Of course you have. Of course you have, Trevor.
Of course you have, Malcolm. Brilliant. All right, so that was interesting.
There you go. That's why we're all poorer than you.
Who was this chap? What is his channel? And does
his channel's called British Guy Reacts.
Okay.
That's it. I don't know his name. It doesn't say his name. So
I just wonder if he had more types of these videos where he's asking.
You may well have British Guy Reacts, but that's all we know. So there you go.
And we're British Guys React. So how's that?
Britpops React. Yeah,
Brits American Talk. Brilliant. All right, mate. There you go. So start off in the comments. What did you think? If you live in America, did you think you were all wealthier than us, or you know? And if you live in Mississippi, do you think you deserve to be the 50th wealthiest state out there, or is somebody else, you know, just
come here and you'll still be poorer? There you go. Anyway, there you go. That was a good video. So thanks to him and the interviews, and it got us all debating and talking here.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon for another video. So until then, goodbye from me.
Economics. Discuss.
Economic.